So this isn't the video that I had intended on publishing today. This isn't even connected with the video that I had intended on publishing. And in fact, that video was completed, uploaded onto YouTube, unlisted, and was simply waiting for YouTube Studio to check it and confirm with me that there were no issues with copyright before I made it public. Before reaching that point, however, I decided that I needed to delete that video because I'd made a huge mistake with some of the information that I was putting out there. It was my mistake. So some of you may be aware that in addition to this channel, I have two other YouTube channels which are totally unrelated to anything to do with true crime. One of them is just a little hobby channel with pretty much zero future growth. And the other channel is one which I decided about a month ago that I would start putting some effort into it. And it has grown considerably in that time. So I've spent the last 3 or 4 days working on a somewhat detailed, in-depth video for my other channel. It's taken up quite a lot of my time, and I finally managed to get that completed and uploaded this morning. So having had a break after working on that, and having finished my previous series of videos that I did based on a panel discussion from Perplexed, I went searching for inspiration for my next video. And while looking for one thing on a Zavgirl video, I came across an article instead that she was reading and which rang true for a lot of the things that we'd been speculating in Kylie's case. And while it was essentially unrelated, it seemed like it would tie in pretty well. So I searched up the names of the individuals mentioned in that article because Zav's never very good at actually referencing when she uses articles, so you have to try and figure out where she got it from. So did a bit of sleuthing, found the article myself, and I created a video of my own discussing this particular article and discussing my thoughts on that article. But right from the get-go, it was bugging me. There was something about it that was just not right. But because I'd spent so much time working on a video for my other channel, and I felt a bit guilty because I had been neglecting this channel, I thought, well, I need to push on and get this video finished rather than be trying to get it finished later on, particularly since tomorrow I'm busy and probably won't get a chance to put any videos out. So I pushed on, finished this video, and uploaded it, like I said. It was still niggling at me. So I went back through the article and I realised that Zavgirl had made a crucial error in sourcing this article and that it didn't actually fit at all with Kylie's case. See, she had produced an article talking about a party at Prosser. However, when you dug further into the article, you realised that it wasn't Prosser at Truckee. it was a completely different location in an entirely different state. So it had no bearing whatsoever on Kylie's case. And I nearly made the mistake of publishing a video based on this article because, well, I used to follow Zav and I trusted her ability for research. And also, I was in a bit of a hurry, I will admit. So I nearly made the mistake of putting out misinformation. But thankfully, having stopped to double check and realising that it didn't line up, I pulled the video. That meant that essentially there probably wasn't going to be a video on this channel from today. But I was fine with that. Because for me, it's about creating quality content that I can feel happy about. Not happy as in it makes me joyous because I've just made it, but that I can feel that I have adequately researched the information that I'm putting out there, and that I'm not leading people astray with misinformation. So the reason I made this video was to point out that we all do make mistakes occasionally on our channels. I've heard other creators talk about videos that they've created and they've published, and then they've pulled the plug on them because they've realised that they were misinformed. These are the creators that I respect because they would rather produce no content than produce content that is wrong. Content that puts out misinformation, creates confusion, and comes up with stories that are just, well, plain bullshit. So I guess what I'm saying here is that I think all content creators have a responsibility to act ethically when it comes to producing content and publishing content. If you're just putting content out because that's what you want to do, you want to get people to view your content, and perhaps you're monetized and you know that that's going to get you a bit of money, and you don't care if it's not accurate because it'll get you the views, then you really need to reassess what you're doing. And I think as subscribers, we need to become more savvy so that when people do put out content that we know is misinformation, that instead of sitting there and watching it and continuing to be a subscriber to that channel, we need to click off and unsubscribe and go find the channels that do have factual information.